Hello, everybody. Welcome to Venture in Time and Space with my Hivian friend, Yvette, Mr.
Hello.
Mr. Hyde's podcast, and John Hivian Coogan. And I want to welcome not my Doctor Who and Rocket Runner and Vidography. Welcome. Today we're going.
Hello.
Greetings, everyone.
Okay, we are going to be doing a review on Colin Baker's episode, Revelation of the Daleks. Now, I'm going to have to admit, all three of these guys have probably seen it before. This is my first time watching it. So you're going to get a first person's review of watching the episode. So I'm going to read the synopsis here. The Doctor and Perry arrive on the planet near Curus to visit. What'd you say?
Necro.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, Necro.
Okay. To visit the facility called Tranquil Repose, where the wealthy can have their newly deceased bodies cryogenically frozen until medical science can cure them of their ailment. The Doctor wishes to pay his last respects to his friend, Professor Arthur Stengos, but it turns out this is just a ruse to lure him into a trap. The great healer mastermind at Tranquilla Rose is in fact Davros, who has been using the organic material in cryogenic storage to create a whole new army of Daleks to conquer the universe. So who wants to go first for the review?
Okay. I'm happy to.
Okay, go ahead.
So this one is the fourth story in line from Genesis. So we had Genesis, Destiny, then we had Resurrection with Peter Davison, and now this one, which is Revelations, and the final one is Remembrance, and that's a story in order, chronological order. So in this one, Davros is creating the Imperial White Daleks, which again we see more of in Remembrance of the Daleks. And I love the way it's such a dark story. It's there's a lot of death. It's spaced around death. You've got a warrior in it with his squire. You've got Perry covered up for once, which I'm sure everyone was very booey about that. But it was nice to see her. She's got such a lovely face, and to be able to focus on that. And the story ticks along nice and quickly because it's only 2 episodes, so it's a very fast-paced story. And Davros is very creepy in it, in his little white tube.
Okay, Mr. Hyde, you want to go?
Well, I've said it many times before that Revelation of the Dalek is my all-time favorite Dalek story. I love the characters are well written. I like how the Doctor takes a back seat in this episode, and it's more focused, it's more character driven. Davros is sinister as hell in this movie, their episode. I like Orsini was very well done in his squire who didn't bathe and smelled like death. And I liked how, it was such a dark story. Like you've got necrophilia, you've got grave robbing, you've got people that are eating their own relatives. Eric Sayward wrote a brilliant script. And that guy, was perfect for 80s Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I like Colin Baker's blue cape too. It's very sharp.
Yeah, I like the cape in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. John, your views on it.
Hi, so I'm listening to my dog bark outside. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good episode. very clever, very dark, very sinister. Even the very start, when they're walking down the bank towards the little pond, I suppose you would call it. It's quite sinister, sort of 80s electronic music. Very, very well done. I thought it was a cracking story. I liked Orsini. I thought he was very, very good. Possibly the best not Doctor character in it, but I really liked it, yeah.
Anyway, before I give my review, I just looked at Rocket's was stories set
Yes, very
dead
good.
bodies disconnected from their bodies in the how you say that?
Sycophant.
Creepy through quarter sounds like the House of Lords.
House of Lords, it does, Rocket, it does. That's a very good one.
See, we didn't need a picture for Rocket to mix up something.
No. Oh, he can
Um,
come up with anything anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, my thing about it. Now here's the thing: is this is the second time I've seen a story of Colin Baker, and I don't know his stories. He could have used a lot of very exciting stories, but like I said, this one was, it was character based, like Mr. Hyde said. You got to see a lot of different things going on, and it had good character development. I did like the blue that Colin put on. It kind of like covered his ugly suit. Sorry, the clown suit. Purry, with Purry. I like Purry in that blue like coat or whatever she was wearing. She was dressed nicely. She wasn't screaming or yelling or anything. The funny thing is when she's climbing over the wall, she breaks the doctor's watch.
Yeah.
And the comments in that one was kind of, it was, she was like so sorry that she broke it. And she said, I'll get you another one. And doctor's like, oh God, but the thing is they saw this, this big statue picture of him. You see in the gravestones, things that are decorated the gravestones. So he thought this was, at the time of his death, but really it was more like to get the doctor's interest, Davros was kind of scary. He had the thing in the tube, but when that got deflated, then you see him coming around in the corner in his chair, his electronic little whatever. But it was also sad that the DJ got killed, by the Daleks. That was sad. And the deaths in it was a lot of the deaths were kind of sad. But the one thing I like about that, the guy who was soldier or whatever, and he had that bomb, and he told the doctor and everyone to go, and the doctor really didn't want to go, and basically he let the doctor know it was an honorable thing to do, and that's what he wanted to do. And it was kind of sad that he blew up and that guy died, but kind of feeling that, well, he did an honorable thing by destroying everything that Davros had created on that planet. That's my viewing of the story.
What was the other Colin Baker story you've seen? You said you saw two.
Mark of the Rane.
Definitely a dark, cryogenically frozen.
Yeah. I tried to watch the Doctors and Orders, but when I tried to watch his first episode, what was it, Twin Dilemma? I could not get into. I could not get into that, and that's the reason why that kind of turned me off. But like I said, this story it was a darker one, but it was well written. Rocket Runner said, if everyone has to wear blue because of the color of mourning, must be a bugger spotting anyone suffering from hypothermia. Rocket, I don't need pictures now. Rocket.
The whole background of the story, Eric Sayward, he based it on a story. I think it was a story by Evelyn Waugh called Loved Ones.
Yep.
That was set in America just after the turn of the century. Now he went over. Evelyn Waugh, he wrote Brideshead Revisited. Am I right? Correct. Am I right, Yvette? Or I'm not sure. I think he wrote that. He wrote several other things. Evelyn Waugh.
Yeah.
And he went to America and sorry. Go ahead.
Videography said Davros lost hand in this episode. Lost a hand in this episode and became Dr. Claw in Stolen Earth.
There you go.
No, Evelyn Waugh went to America at the turn of the century, and he was amazed by the way Americans looked at the process of death and mourning and burials, and it's completely different from the British version, because even now it's still something you don't really like to talk about. Over there, they're much more open about it, and he was really impressed by that. And he wrote a play called The Loved One, which there's a character in it whose name is very similar to Jubal. It's Jubal or something. He based a lot of it on that, and that's where the story developed.
It was kind of. Go ahead.
In the Jobel and Tess and Beaker were actually reversed roles.
It was a sad part where they find this girl's father, in this Dalek, and he begs her to destroy him, and she really didn't want to do it because she says it's my father, but they end up, taking her father's life. Well, anyway, what life he had, without his body. So that was kind of sad in a way.
It's the first time we see the glass Dalek, as I call it. The glass Dalek.
Oh, yeah. And
you see it again in Remembrance when they use the teleporter pad. But in this one, it was a real solid glass Dalek. And of course, the other bit I absolutely love in this is when they muck around with the controls, and the Dalek grows and grows and grows to a huge Dalek, and then explodes.
Oh. Yeah, not my doctor. He says Colin's doctor was a lot darker from the start, but he enjoys some of his stories.
Yeah.
If I watch some of his other stories, they but this one, even though it was hard to get into, I looked at it is that it was really well written, but this time it's like Mr. Hyde said, it's like, the doctor was kind of not on the forefront. He was like a little bit not focused mainly on the doctor, but that's, but it gave good character development. That's all I would say. All the characters were really developed really good with only 2 episodes. They were long, but they were 2 good, developed ones.
But it goes to show in classic, you can get good development in 2 half-hour episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Or were they 45 minutes? I can't remember at that point. They go back to half an hour. Yeah. 45. Yeah. So 2 45 minutes, you can get good character development. So it you invest in the people. And I've got to say about the DJ, because 2 of you guys probably don't know who he is, but Alexei Sayle, John and I will remember, and the chat. He was in the Young Ones, and he was quite famous in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I just read this. I've heard of blue balls, but that kind of scenario would be ridiculous. Okay, we're supposed to clean this clean. We're supposed to clean this clean. I'm sorry, I looked at it, I had to put it up. Sometimes you don't.
You're the one reading them, Michelle.
Well, like I said, now I don't need the pictures. Like not my Doctor Who to have.
I thought Mr. Blue called my name by blue balls.
Yeah. I encouraged Rocket if he could come up with any more silly comments. You know, I'm
Well,
open to that.
give him an image. Davros's head deflating. There you go, Rocket.
Yeah. Go there. Yeah, go ahead.
When I first saw this story back in the early 80s, we had, it was on TV Ontario, which was our PBS station. And it was shown in 4 parts, not in the 45-minute format. So I didn't see the 45-minute format until I bought the DVD. And then I remember watching the DVD for the first time, coming up to the first part, because I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to go up and get a drink or something in between parts. Well, part 1 ended, but it kept on going. I'm like, what the hell? And then I had to look at the back again, and I realized there was actually 2 45-minute episodes.
A little sneaker.
Yeah. As Beth was saying earlier on there, you can't get a lot of character building into 2 45-minute episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think Dr. and Perry actually arrived in the complex, the mausoleum, actually into tranquil repose, until they never set foot inside the place until the 2nd episode. Because the first episode ends on the pillar falling on, doesn't it?
Yep.
I think that's the cliffhanger at the start of the first episode. So what I was trying to say was, because he wasn't in it that much, it allowed all these characters to be developed in the show. Now, if you look at the show, it's really a show of lots of double acts. There was, I can never say names, that woman, Sangabeka, yeah? There was Jubel, there was Kara, there was Bogo, Doctor and Perry, and all these things going through. You can see the interaction, and they developed as couples, as pairs of dramatic characters all through the way the first episode before the Doctor arrived. So I think that's why I done it really, really well. It came across very well.
And same with Takis and Lilt. Those two really played off each other as well. And they were based on actually Laurel and Hardy.
Really? I thought they were slightly camp. I thought it was a bit weird. They were very much like these 2 characters in a James Bond film. 2 very camp hitmen. They were very like that as well. But Lilt, the little one, he was quite vicious, wasn't he? He was pouring drink down people's throats and kicking them in the legs and doing all sorts. So
he got a good hits on to Natasha as well.
Okay. We posted a thing for Rocket to come up with a comment about Davros's deflating head. When Davros' head deflated, he found a near career as a stunt double at Donatello Versace. I have no idea what that means, but it
reminded me of a whoopee cushion.
Oh yeah. And then videography says Davros' makeup career ended when the head went down like a balloon. It was reused as Britney Spears' maker.
Brilliant.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Very good.
You know, I couldn't read that straight without laughing on that one. So, bear in mind, Mr. Hyde's still at work. So if you hear like little background noises, it's, you know, because of that.
The road all the way around underneath the bridge.
And that's what you get. That's what you get with live streams.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people are
Especially.
You check there. Those things came
And
together.
anyway,
I love the scene at the beginning where Perry feeds her nut roast that the doctor made her to something in the pond,
yeah,
and then
she said,
there's a monster that then dies from eating it. I think that's quite humorous.
oh, and she said, there goes my lunch. And the doctor told her not,
To feed the
to
animals.
do that, to feed the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was kind of funny the way.
It was quite weird the way they did that shot because they had to put a scaffold underwater in that little pond. So some bloke could stand on, put his arm out and grab it. It was quite effective, but it was literally 1 second, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
I felt sorry for the monster because he died of eating nut roast.
Oh no, he died of.
Yeah, Perry was on a roll in this episode because she went from killing that to killing that poor guy that had been converted to save the doctor.
Perry had nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
A nut roast. I like nut roast.
Little cat. I was like between bit and rocket. Oh my god. I knew it's like I didn't even have to have pictures. They just are coming up with things. Oh, now what do you think of the DJ when he was dressed up like Ovis and the way he was talking with Ovis's, speech and stuff?
Mm.
As a guy who's really into radio like I am, I thought it was really sad when the DJ died.
Oh yeah.
I liked his character and then the way his personas and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And then, him and Perry really hit it off too.
Yeah.
His death really hit home on that.
Yeah. That was a sad one. It's like, but you could see him and Perry. I mean, you could see the chemistry between those two characters. And he said that he liked the music from Earth and from America. Oh my God, Rocket Rubber. So she had roasted nuts to wear such tight clothing. Rockhead, jeez. I think he's got to be having us in stitches with
well, yeah, you're getting a taste, Michelle, of what we always have.
What you guys have on the nut.
Imageography.
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of comedy that you could come out with from this episode. I mean, some things that you can kind of let your mind run with it, here.
So Michelle, what was your favorite scene?
Oh geez. I like the scene between Perry and that VJ, the comedy between the two and how they really got along. And the one that really got me is how this guy, he says, I want to die an honorable death. And it's like, it's sad.
Oh, yes.
It's sad, but it goes to show you that he wants his death to mean something, and it to be honorable, So.
Well, he said that he was in for honor, right?
Yeah,
he was going back to the glory days of dying, for honor, and so.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Does make a reference to the story, doesn't he? So when he's speaking to Bostock, when he gets outside or gets on the edge of the laboratory, he says to Bostock, "Have you ever heard of a sword?" And he explains it used to be like a big knife. He did that as well, which shows that he sort of heralds back to that. And he's a knight to the Royal Order of Oberon, isn't he? So it's almost like a Knight Templar type thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode in this one, Yvette?
Oh, definitely the scene where the Dalek suddenly appears as a glass Dalek, then turns into a real one, and then keeps growing. I just wanted to keep growing and not blow up and have a giant Dalek and then go pick it up.
Yeah, let's just say your Dalek point. Vid said, when the song Last Night the DJ Saved My Life was made, it was a bad move to play it during Revelation of the Daleks due to the extermination. Whoopsie? Okay.
Yeah, it's a good record. I'm not
Yep.
singing it because I can't sing.
Yeah, but
Go for it.
yeah. Let's just say,
No, that I don't. No, I'm not going to hurt everyone's ears.
let's just say I'm getting a taste of all the silliness that you guys have to deal with, which makes the stream fun too, and interesting. You know, you gotta keep the stream fun and interesting in midst of everything that's going on right now in this day and age. You know, with this pandemic, and then after this demolish of the show with the timeless
Yeah.
we need some
Never mention it.
I'm just saying the demolishment, of Dr. We want to remember and share what Doctor Who really is, what is true Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And hoping some of these live streams will get talking about classic, Doctor Who with reviews, hoping some of these people will watch classic Who.
Yeah, it's well worth it to delve back into the history of Doctor Who and see how canon was built.
Oh, I would love to see Paul McGann get some more episodes, because I listened to 2 Big Finish stories of his, and it's kind of sad that he didn't get to actually do any episodes, only that movie. That's all he had.
We were actually talking about that, Michelle, and we said they could run alongside the main Doctor Who a backstory of all Paul McGann's, but of course they wouldn't do it. But the fan base would love it.
Oh yeah. All of us that are love Doctor Who would love to, and I would love to have some more. I haven't fully watched all Sylvester McCoy. I think I watched his last one, and then I also watched Time of the Rani, because people told me.
Yeah, I like Time of the Rani.
If you want to see Rani, watch Time of the Rani. And those 2 episodes I watched, and Survival being his last one, he should have got more episodes. I mean, there's some people that don't like Sylvester McCoy as the Doctor. I kind of like him because he's like he can be silly, but yeah, he can be serious. Oh no! Here's another one.
Unlimited rice pudding.
His videography says, what was the major difference between Margaret Thatcher and Deveros? Deveros is loved by all, and she is feared by all. Okay. I think.
Rocky, you do have to remember 2 of our panelists are Canadian and American here. Was that Rocket or was that Bid? I don't know.
Vidography. We'll correct that.
Vidography.
Davros should have been feared by all, not loved.
Yeah. He's an anti. He is a villain, but he's a beloved villain of Doctor Who.
Like, he's a villain.
Oh, totally. He's on par with so many of the great villains because he's as intelligent as the Doctor, and they match each other very well. We've seen it in so many episodes where the Doctor's had conversations with him.
Like in Genesis of the Daleks and the other one after the Aftermath.
And Destiny.
Yeah. In the Daleks, you see him. We did that review how he was pushing Davros around, just wheeling him around. I thought Tom Baker looked like he was having fun doing that.
Yeah, he did look like he was having fun. I mean, Destiny of the Daleks, I will admit, is not as good a follow-up to Genesis, but
Yeah.
the story does follow on. And I've got to say, the Suicide Daleks, which I have a couple of with the bombs round, I love those Daleks. The Suicide Daleks, they're great.
You're the Dalek queen.
Can I ask you a question,
I am.
Yvette, about Daleks?
Yeah.
Would that be possible?
Yeah.
Okay. In Revelation, yeah, the white or magnolia or cream Daleks that Davros had, yeah, they're referred to the Imperial Daleks, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the Dalek Supreme ones were the standard traditional sort of dark bluey ones, yes?
Or they were grey black by then.
That sort of metallic thing, yeah. Why are the Davros ones called the Imperial Daleks, and why are the other ones called the Renegades? Because surely Davros should be the Renegade.
Well,
if you understand my logic, he's like a small group trying to take over. So why is they called the Imperial Daleks? I didn't understand that. Why was that?
Well, as I say, this is the first time we see him creating the Imperial Daleks. This is the first episode, and he doesn't really get very far with it at that point because everything gets blown up at the end. He named them the Imperial Daleks because he's Davros, their creator. The Renegade Daleks is what Davros calls them because they're under the leadership of the Supreme Dalek. So he classes them as renegades.
Talk about
as far as I can see on that, yeah.
I just got confused slightly, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
The Daleks even recognized as Davros being the creator in this episode. They wanted to take him back to Skaro and put him on trial. I thought that was like, I'm like, wait a minute, he created you guys, but then you guys want to go and put him on trial on Skaro? I was like, wait a minute here. Not my Doctor Who says, even though he wasn't the first Davros, I think Terry Malloy is the best Davros.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best. He certainly pulls off a very, as you say, sinister and dark Davros.
Yeah.
He was very good in
and he gets his hand blown off. All that green blood.
The Doctor needs the offers to shake his hand, doesn't he? He goes like that.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
There was a lot
said,
of episode, I thought. Right. So my favorite scenes is what I would call the consumer resistance scene, when he speaks to Davros and says, "What do you think will happen when you tell them they've been eating their relatives?" And he says, "Well, I think they will encounter what's known as consumer resistance." I thought that was very funny. And when he told Sam Babecca that she had a pleasant and pleasing personality, I thought that was very funny. She was just bloody horrible.
Okay, not my Doctor Who. I think the thing about the Imperial Daleks, basic Davros and his superiority. Superiority. Sorry, I have a hard time with.
It's all right. Yeah, it's fine.
Super complex, calling them Imperial.
Yeah, and he named the others the Renegades. So I'm sure the Renegades didn't actually call themselves Renegades.
Okay.
Yeah, because they had a different structure. They never had a leader. They had a Dalek Supreme, but never a sort of leader the way Davros was.
No.
So that was the main difference.
That's right. Yeah.
A good argument says, wasn't poor David Gutterson's fault, which he got the chance to be proven to be the best he can with the role. Now, what part did he play?
He was Davros in Destiny of the Daleks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All these names. All these names. Let's see. This is for Yvette. for the biography, she said, Yvette, I got the first, I don't know, the first Deveros. They are about $2.99 from Big Finish.
All right. I'll have a look, Matt. Thank you.
I thought I would share that with you. But like I said, this, the one thing I don't understand is the Daleks were going to take him back to Skaro and put him on trial, Davros. But yet he created the Daleks. How could the Daleks put him on trial?
Well,
they're saying
at the end of Genesis, do you remember the Daleks turn on him?
Oh yeah,
and
you're not the creator.
Yeah, and then they all get buried, and then in Destiny of the Daleks are trying to dig him up to help with the Mavellan War. They need his brain.
Yeah.
And then in Resurrection of the Daleks, Davros is cryogenically frozen by humans, and the Daleks, which are the renegade ones again, free him again to help with the war. Yes, that's right. And then in this one, Davros is starting to build the Imperial Daleks, his own. And interestingly, I did pick up on, which I suppose I haven't watched it for a while, but they're using humans to build Daleks. Now, we didn't see that until New Who again, where they were using humans and filleting and pulping them and only selecting 1% of DNA, I think were what the god of all Daleks had said. The insane group of Daleks at the end of Christopher Eccleston's stint. But they did do it in Classic Who. Davros was converting humans. So it's interesting that, that actually came up in Classic Who, and I'd forgotten that.
Wasn't there a line in Destiny of the Daleks where Davros is talking to the doctor, and the doctor mentions the Supreme Dalek, and Davros goes, "The Supreme Dalek?" He goes, "Yeah," and Davros goes, "We shall see about that."
Yeah.
And then next time you see him later on, he's known as the Emperor Dalek, I believe. Is he not in Revelation of the Dalek?
When you get to New Who, there's an Emperor Dalek. Another thing is, if you look in David Tennant, I think it's The Stolen Planet, where he is showing, he says, I created new Daleks, and opens the shirt. He says, from every cell of my being, he opens the shirt.
Yes. They're created from his own DNA, and because he was a Khalid, because it initially in Genesis of Daleks, and originally in the Dalek, very first Daleks, it was the Thals and the Khalids were fighting each other. And in Genesis, and Khalid is an anagram of Dalek. There's another little fact that I'm sure everyone knows. And Davros had created them from the Khalids. So in Stolen Earth and Journey's End, whatever it is, he tells David Tennant, I created these Daleks from my own cells, which means they're pure Khalid Daleks, not human Daleks like we saw in Christopher Eccleston's time. So they're pure Khalid Daleks, which makes them very formidable.
That would be kind of interesting to see how those Daleks were actually created, because we see how the Dalek C was in Genesis and everything, and then this one here, how the Daleks were what they were, what they were created from, from humans.
Yeah,
I would like to see how how he would do it, taking cells from his own being and creating Daleks. That would have been kind of interesting to see how that was done, because in Classic Who, it just you see how they were created from human beings, how that whole process was. So that's one thing that New Who, is kind of messed up in that area when it comes to something like that. So, I mean, I know I liked a lot of New Who, but when I watched Classic Who on Dalek stories, and knowing how the Dalek stories in New Who, it's a lot better, because it's like you get a chance to see how they were created. But in New Who, they kind of left that to the imagination.
The first one with Christopher Eccleston was really, they were doing what was done in this one, using human beings to create the Daleks.
Oh,
but it was the Emperor Dalek instead of Davros doing it.
Yeah, but I liked the one in New Who when it came to the Dalek one, where the Doctor was faced with the Dalek in New Who was Dalek, with Christopher Eccleston, because it was really good. It showed
fantastic story up until the end.
Yeah,
where it got weird.
Basically, you could see his fear thing, where he's saying, "Let me out, let me out, let me out," and you could tell he made it so real. And then when he realized the Dalek couldn't kill him, then you could see that sheer anger. I mean, he played it so well that you felt like you could actually tell from the way he expressed it. It was really well done. Yeah, the ending kind of got a little wonky at the towards the end.
Yeah. But apart from that, to introduce the Daleks to New Who, I don't think they could have done it any better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fantastic, wasn't it? It was based on the Big Finish story, called Jubilee, I think it was called, with Colin Baker, which I've heard a bit of, but Eccleston did it so much better. The same scene where he's in the room with the Dalek, Eccleston's reaction is 100 times better than Baker's, as good as Baker is, really. Well, it was much more emotional and strong, so yeah. Sorry, Michelle.
Well, with Big Finish, you're listening to it, and you can honestly use your imagination to picture what's going on, and you don't see all of the reaction and everything. You just picture it. But with Eccleston, he made it to the part where you could just see it, and the reaction from the Doctor. I mean, to me, it was kind of interesting to see his reaction, the visual, to see it on screen,
Yeah, it was a fast episode. I liked the way it showed how powerful one Dalek was and how clever it was by taking over the shoulder sides, by sort of putting the sprinklers on, and then shooting the beam into the water and taking them all out. Such a clever thing to do. The way it could spin round, it could shoot backwards. Fantastic. That was just one Dalek. So I thought it was a cracking episode. The best one in New Who by a long stretch, in my opinion, anyway.
The one thing is that you don't. The one thing, I know this is going to sound odd, but when I've watched New Who, where the Doctor is faced with Davros, and just how his reaction is with Davros, and you can see the look on his face. To me, that was David Tennant done it really well. I mean, to me, I don't know what others would say about that. Some say he over it. His acting is like way over the top. He overdoes it, whatever. But that one where he was faced with Davros, you could see how Davros was reminding him of, basically reminding the Doctor that he abhors violence, but yet all his companions basically,
his army.
Yeah. But when you think about it, a lot of the companions were, but in Classic Who, you don't really I don't know. You don't really see much of that in Classic Who than in New Who. I don't know why they changed it in New Who and made the companions more of of an army when you didn't see it in Classic Who. Or I don't know if am I right or am I wrong on that one?
Well, there's a very good point in this actual episode where Perry takes a life to save the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the look on her face after doing so too, right?
Yeah.
You know, she
But-
you know, she was quite disgusted that she had to do it, but she had to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's a good point, Michelle. You're saying it's prevalent in New Who. It actually spans the whole of Classic Who.
Okay, well,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Well, okay, Rocket says I was going to say that the Knights of or be Ron's sounds really impressive until you realize Oberon was the king of
king of the
fairies.
Yeah. He's absolutely right there, actually. Oberon
Well,
was king of the fairies.
You know, they kind of acted a bit like they were, you know, a little close, didn't they? Orsini and Bostock. You know, the way he rubbed
Yeah.
his head there and gave him a nice little cuddle before he blew themselves up.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Now that I could have done without. They're laying there and he just takes his hand and like brushes his hair. And like, okay, I did not want to know that. I did not want to see that.
I didn't read into that as anything.
No, I think it was just
a very loyal friendship
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
mutual respect.
Oh, Vidogary says what I liked about Revelation was the 80s disco music. Yeah.
The soundtrack
Yeah,
was
definitely.
very well done.
Oh yeah,
The score itself was amazing.
Oh, see, we heard that to Mr. Hyde because he likes the soundtrack movies.
And can I just point out how gorgeous Eleanor Braun was in this episode?
Okay, which
I love her makeup. I love her makeup in it.
It was so stunning, wasn't she?
Oh
Yeah,
was she the one that sent the guy with that box?
Yeah.
She played
Oh
Colin.
yeah. Her. I like the way her makeup is, and makeup. You know, her makeup was nicely done. The way she was dressed, and just the way she carried herself in the role. You know, she was like very, you know, but you could see she was a little bit conniving in a way that she wanted Devros gone. But then when Tevros caught onto it, he killed her. It's like, bye-bye.
She even died gracefully, too.
Oh,
she did, yes. She did.
How can anybody die gracefully?
Kara did. She looked graceful and died graceful.
She's slowly lowered to the floor in a beautiful laying out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
like
you're right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vid says the most devastating fact was this was setting up Colin's second series until Mr. Grenade panned it. Thank the Lord for Big Finish and novel adaptations.
You know, because his next season was going to be totally different. It was going to have
the trial of the Time Lord.
Maker. Yeah, and then ended up bringing Trial, right? Sort of.
Yeah.
You know, they put his doctor on trial and ended up killing him off anyway. Yeah.
But they
there you go. That's interesting, Michelle.
Yeah, Eleanor Braun also made a brief appearance in City of Death with John Cleese.
Yep.
There you go.
But the thing of it is some people told me, even though Colin Baker's stories weren't good as a Doctor Who as we're watching him, they say he's better in the Big Finish stories. I might have
Which
to check that out.
unfortunately I haven't. I've only listened to a couple of the Big Finish because it's a time constraint with me, more than anything.
Oh,
But I've
I-
listened to Blood of the Daleks, Volume 1 and 2, and that was okay. It was about the Daleks. It had nothing to do with the Doctor per se, but yeah, it was all right. But I don't know. Maybe I picked the wrong one for my first Big Finish.
I listened to 2 Big Finish stories, and they were both Paul McGann, A Storm's Warning, and Sword of Orion. And
Sword of Orion, yeah.
I was heard if you listen to Paul McGann's story, they have to be in order. You can't be jumping around because the way they play out. And I've noticed that after Storm's Warning and you're listening to Sword of Orion, it was right after that one. So it's like it flows into the next story. So
Yeah.
it's like I listened to it on Spotify. If you have Spotify, you can listen to some of the stories on there. Which go ahead.
I have Audible, and they have quite a lot of Big Finish on there. So I have downloaded a few. It's just getting time because I like to read other things, as well as Doctor Who. I like a lot of biographies and things. So to say it's a time constraint with Big Finish more than anything. Not that I don't want to.
Oh, Vidography says, Yvette, would you love the Dalek time controller?
I would make a very good Dalek time controller. War Control. The War Controls from Remembrance of the Daleks. The little girl sits in it. I would definitely make a good one.
Okay, and not my Doctor Who says, also the actor playing Jibble came back in the Voyage of the Damned. I'm kind of wondering.
I was gonna point that out actually.
Yeah.
Nice one, Neil.
See, beat you to it.
Yeah, he played. Where he's from? Oh gosh, I can't. My mind's just gone blank. That sitcom with that awful woman, Bucket.
Bucket, yeah. He was the husband, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was good in Voyage of the Damned, wasn't he? He was okay in that.
He was, yes. He was very much more his character from that than he was in. He played the creepy bloke that kept looking at Perry like he wanted to eat her.
Oh my
God! He was quite a lot as well, wasn't he? It was very weird. God. He was really creepy afterwards.
Oh yeah, the way he was towards Perry kind of like creeped me out. Rockemer says an anagram that Eleanor Braun is real Nob Roll.
I used to live
there. Very good.
Videographer says I am on a divergent arc at moment that Charlie and Sierra as well. They changed the order now for Mary Shelley to be traveling first before okay. Well, I might have to travel first before Storm's Warning. I have to check that one out. That one I have to check out. Because I would like to hear something Storm's Warning.
What do you think was the worst part of this episode?
Oh God, worst part. Oh jeez. God, it's hard to figure out a bad part in it because there were all good scene parts in it, all of them.
Guys, I'm gonna have to pop off. So
okay.
Okay.
I'm heading home.
Take care, Neil.
Thank you for
guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See you someday.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Anyway, now it's just the three of us. Okay. It's hard to, because the way the story developed, it was hard to see any bad parts in it. I mean, hard for me to just, as much as I'm not a fan of Colin Baker, this story was hard to find anything, a parts weren't really good because it was really well written and a lot of the characters were well played. What about you, Yvette?
What about? Well, I was going to ask John next. What do you
Well,
think there was
were some things wrong with it. I didn't like. The thing that I really didn't like about it was at the end of the first episode when that statue fell on him.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's
Okay.
exactly
Join.
mine.
And it was a bit, that was a bit sus. I didn't really like that. I thought that guy,
No.
I think it's called Grigory, who went with Natasha, the guy that was drinking. I thought he was a bit, and in fact, I thought they were a bit of an annoying pair. I was quite glad when the Dalek killed him. So they didn't do very much in the plot apart from that encounter with Stengos that time they killed him. So I didn't like that, but it was generally pretty good. What did you think?
Yeah, my one dislike was the statue and the cliffhanger at the end of the first episode. I thought that was so naff. It was really naff for a Doctor Who cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, now that you mentioned John, that statue was kind of just them putting it in there kind of felt like it was a filler type stuff. I didn't like the idea of the statue falling, and they thought he was dead. But okay, aren't statue things made of stone? That's what got me right there. That the doctor survived because I thought it was stone. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. I also thought the way the Daleks were killed by that sonic beam of rock and roll. I thought the way they exploded, like their heads just seemed to pop up in the air, and then a bit of smoke came out. Compared to the one I thought that Rossini took out, he really went up in smoke, didn't he?
Oh
so
yeah. That was really funny. Videographer says I met Colin Squall, if I'm saying the name, Sprawl, or however you say the last name, Spaull. Small. He came back as Mr. Crane with Tendant, and Trevor Cooper appeared in Roberts of Sherwood as one of Robin Hood's crew. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Vid. I didn't even know that.
Colin Spaull was Lilt, the little mortuary attendant, and Trevor was the big one. The big one.
Rocker Wonder said, I wonder if there is anyone out there called Cliffhanger. Oh my God.
Probably. Well, Rocket, I am sure there's someone out there with that name, just like Just in Time.
Oh my God.
Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, so
Rocket could come up with some good ones. You don't need the pictures now. Come up with some goodies. Hey, Rocket, here's a challenge. Come up with a something that about the the statue and things. I would like you to come up with something funny about that thing with the statue. I was just gonna put that out of him. It's a challenge, Rocket.
And videography.
Yeah. We just, maybe I should make this a contest between. I would like to find out which one can make a better funny thing about that when that statue fades, like like a comment or just something funny, because I just saw the two of you going back and forth. I thought, well, maybe you can do that. We did one with the Devros, but this one's a challenge for Vid and Rocket. So, okay. Hopefully they can come up with something good. I guess
I'm sure they will.
I think Rocket loves the challenge, and
so does Vid likes a good challenge as well. Yeah.
But okay. Well, I'm going to do it this way. 1 to 10 jelly babies. How would you rate this episode?
Oh well, it's a Dalek episode, so it's got to be. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, you,
Jelly babies.
You,
9 out of
John?
10 jelly babies.
you, John?
I'd give it an 8.5 to 9. 8.5 the lowest point, but a very, very good episode. Very best one of Baker's episodes, yeah.
So you,
So is that you're bitten the head off one of the jelly babies there? Is that what you're saying, John?
I took the feet first of all, but yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's very good. I'll go for 9 as well then, yeah.
Okay,
So,
Excellent.
I'll give it a 6, but here's Rocket Runner. The
Very good.
cliffhanger was all about being crushed by a bust for the Dr. Shelley.
Oh, very good. Very good, Rocket.
Way to go, Rocket. I'm waiting for Vince. I'm waiting for Vince.
Oh, dear.
Oh, wait a minute.
Very
Let me
good.
see. Oh, not my Doctor Who. Well, Davidson's doctor almost got crushed by Curry's bust when he regenerated.
Yes,
Oh,
he did.
That was towards Rocket Runner about his bust.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for you, Vin. Come on. We'll find out which one is better. If anybody else wants to join in, but I would give it like a 6 jelly babies because for one, the story was well written, in the, it was good and the characters developed, but you're gonna have to say giving it 6 for me with the Colin Baker story. You say that you could say that's a lot because I'm not one of a doctor. I'm not one of a Colin Baker fan. Not my Doctor Who gives it 7 out of 10 for me, and only because it had Daleks in it.
Yeah, we love our Daleks.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. In New Who, the Daleks and the Cybermen and the Solarians and everything, they didn't scare me. But then when I watched the story about the Weeping Angels, oh my God, that scared the living daylights out of me. I will
the
never.
Weeping Angels
Yes.
Are the best ever creation to Doctor Who since Classic. And Moffat came up with an incredible monster race there.
Yeah, like I said, it's like we had all these ones from classic Doctor Who, so to come up with a really good new villain was kind of like it was kind of like something, and they were, to me, I mean, they scared the bejeebies out of me. I mean, I watched Manhattan. The Daleks take Manhattan. I'm like, oh my God. Every time the Weeping Angel come, the lights will go out. You see this. I was like, okay, I don't want to be caught in the dark with these things. Rocket gives it 7 out of 10, mainly because Puri killed someone with her. Oh, God. Rocket. Okay.
Oh, Vid.
The bust of Puri. The bust of Perry sounds like one of those CD tapes in Chimbals out. Okay.
Well done.
Okay, it's up to you, Yvette. Which one's the best?
Oh, come on, Michelle.
What?
No. I always have to choose. You choose.
Oh, okay. They were both good, but with what's been going on with Doctor Who lately, it would have to be videography. Yeah. It would.
Okay, I mean, well done, Vid.
Yeah, because that's a real good slam towards Kimball. So I that's a good one. But like I said, Rocket Runner, I liked yours as well too. Brilliant. The Pierce bust. Now, okay. But you guys both kept it clean too. So I mean, like I said,
actually, they're very good at keeping things clean. That's a problem.
yeah, but it's always good to keep us in stitches here. We need a good laugh.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But
Well, Michelle, thank
yeah,
you for
yeah,
doing a Dalek story for me.
yeah.
I really appreciated that.
This was all dedicated to you, Miss Dalek Queen.
I thank you, Michelle. I thank you greatly.
Yeah,
It's
well,
appreciated.
hopefully we can maybe do another Dalek story. I would like to do. I would love to do. Oh God, the Stolen Earth and that two-parter.
The Stolen
Stolen Earth
Earth and
and
Journey's
Journey's
End.
End. I would love to do that because that's a really good Dalek story. That's a really good
It's
story.
a fantastic one. It is. In fact, it's RTD's most incredible season finale he ever did,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Not My Doctor Who. Right now they're taking a break to re-energizing their batteries. So once they're all energized, they'll get back to bring it back to having us all back in stitches again with all this with there's fun Doctor Who one and their sci-fi one. So when they do come back, it will be Fridays 8 p.m. UK time, and Saturdays as well if the sci-fi. So I want to give a shout out to them. I also want to give a shout out to Daniel's channel. He has he has had some content. See, that's what you get for live streams, Blue Bonnet Hoovian, she has a lot of interesting ones out there. So sub to these channels, click the button on them, and when you watch their videos, to be notified.
And give us all a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us all a thumbs up here. If you like the video, click like. Don't matter if you don't like it, no problem. I'm not going to get upset about that. But leave a comment, let us know what you think. Give me a comment. Let us know what you think of this episode. Rated 1 to 10 jelly babies, and just share your thoughts about the show yourself. So anyway, you can tell I still get nervous doing these things. So and my tongue gets
Michelle,
tied
you
up.
do great. You're doing great, darling.
Oh, thank you. I wouldn't have been doing any of this if it wasn't, and I'm not, if it wasn't for Noel encouraging me, And Blue Ball is one that helped me do a live stream, so it got me started with that. So
yeah,
that is Oh, before you go, I'm going to challenge myself to go in a live stream chat and not drag it into the gutter. Who am I kidding? Like that could happen. I saw that. I just had to put that up. And then videography said it went to the gutter the moment you stepped in here, right? I'm sorry. I mean, we're ending this. I just thought I would just throw that out. Rocky, you put us in stitches as well, you videography. Anyway, but this is fun. This is the first time I got Yvette on here, so I'm glad she joined us.
And I've had a great time, Michelle. And John, it's great seeing you.
Yeah.
Great seeing you, Yvette.
And everybody stay safe. Stay in.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands like we always said. Like your mom always told you, wash your hands. So
yeah.
But I'm glad for the people who joined us and anybody who
thank you everyone.
If anybody who watches it after this is recorded, I hope it puts you in stitches as well. So anyway, thank you, not my Doctor Who. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Not My Doctor Who, and that's a mouthful. I appreciate all you guys. I'm glad you came on, Yvette. and John. It's always great to have y'all on, and it just brightens my day. So
It's great
pretty
to
soon,
see.
Oh,
pretty soon I'm gonna have to figure out what to make for dinner. That's one thing I hate. That's one thing I hate. So you all have a good evening.
not just you, Michelle. Trust me.
So thanks for a good time. Thanks for laughs, Rocket, and videography, and everybody else on this panel. So y'all have a good evening, good day, wherever you are in the world. Night.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.